Hello, everybody. My name is Christopher Currell. Okay, so this is just kind of a quick tour of my little personal studio here. Over in this area, I have two Korg synthesizers. I have a wave state and a mod wave. They're kind of specialized in very unique things. This is taking wave tables and putting them together to create evolving sounds. So those are a lot of fun. And over here is this kind of section over here that on the top of this rack is kind of my guitar equipment. And it features a Kemper. So I do everything with impulse responses for amps and effects and so on and so forth. And this is my main guitar that I use. This is actually an original 61 SG Gibson. I've completely rebuilt it. So for purists, they'd probably shoot me.
You didn't rebuild it yourself, did you? You had someone else.
I had the top guitar builders in Japan do it.
Oh, okay.
Because I wouldn't trust anybody with this guitar because it's really, a vintage instrument. But why I like it is the neck.
Right.
The neck is probably the best neck Gibson ever put on a guitar.
Okay.
And so I have, go-to tuners on a brass nut here. It's been refretted because it's a 61, but it's done perfectly. And then I've got bare knuckle Blackhawk pickups in here. These are really high tech, so they give me a really big modern sound rather than the bluesy Jeff Beck JB pickups that I used to have in here and a JB in a rhythm. And the controls are really high quality pots, and they push-pull, so I can split the coils and have them in phase, out of phase. I can get like 21 different sounds out of it just by flicking these switches in the pickup switches. And I also have a synth pickup on there.
Yeah, I see it.
So, and the bridge has titanium saddles, and the bridge is aluminum. This is all go-to parts. I have all the original parts, but now it's really into a modern kind of shred machine. It's more. This was mostly used for kind of hard rock and blues before, but now it's like updated. And then over here, I have a Native Instrument keyboard here for Midi keyboard, and on the top I have an Akai MPC Live 2. And over here is an Electron analog rhythm drum machine. The MPC is like a whole separate computer system in there with 128 tracks. You can do all kinds of stuff with this. And the pads are amazingly good. And actually, the Electron pads are quite good too for performance. And that's an analog machine. It does sampling, but it has synthesizers in there for drums.
Okay.
So you can really tweak the heck out of it. It's probably the most expensive drum machine you can buy. But it has a unique sound all of its own, really fat and big because it's analog. So it just has this unique sound to it, where all the other ones sound quite digital. That's my Synclavier control for my iPad, because I have a Synclavier in my iPad now.
Got it. Oh, there you go. It went from this big to this small.
Yeah. And it's the synthesis part of the Synclavier. Exactly.
Okay.
So this is where I do most of my work. I have two Waldorf synthesizers here. I have a Kyra and an Iridium. And of course I have the Ableton Push, and I have a curved 38-inch HD 4K HD monitor here. And these are Atom speakers, fantastic speakers. And they have a frequency response of like 30 hertz to, I don't know, it's like 24K or something, flat, ruler flat.
Ooh.
Yeah, but they're very expensive.
Yeah.
But
so you told me.
but I don't need a subwoofer because of the design. And then I designed these stands that are to sit on.
Oh, really? You designed them?
Yeah, and I had a local guy, iron guy, build it. It's made of iron.
Right.
Really thick iron, and inside has sand in it.
Oh, wow.
And then I have pads, insulators,
Yeah.
To insulate the speakers. So the sound is really tight, in this room. So I put a lot of work into the monitoring. And I've got some, oratones here, just to know what it sounds like on small speakers.
Yeah.
I got some Yamahas over there. Well, then, of course, I just got this simple little Arturia keyboard here just for auditioning and playing sounds easily. This is really cool. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but this is these are all MIDI controllable knobs with software. And so it's really easy for me to map anything in the computer to these. They can be pan pots, they can be switches, they can be momentary or latch or whatever. They can just be volume knobs. And there's actually 64. So you just flick a switch and it goes to the next bank and the next bank and the next bank. Of course, I have lots of insulation in here for, tuning the room.
Yeah.
All kinds of, I got tube traps, and these are bass traps in the corners and above me here, these panels. And then I have these special curtains, that are covering the walls. So this took a while to, tune.
Yeah, I like your acoustic treatment.
Yeah, this room, and the sound totally changes. But it's not totally dead, because you don't want it totally dead, but there's no reflections really either.
Here comes Leah.
She's filming.
Oh my goodness. Am I interrupting?
No. No?
Sorry.
No. I was waiting for you so that you'd be in the video too.
Well, this is your tea.
So anyway, this is
Thank you.
this is where I do most of my regular work. And my main software that I use all the time is Ableton. This is a Analog Zodiac D to A converter, stereo converter.
Cool.
So I use this for my iPad over here
Wow.
for a converter. So.
Lucky iPad. What a lucky iPad you
So I
are.
get serious good sound out of that iPad. And behind there is it's an analog amplifier. It's a headphone amplifier for basically electrostatic headphones. It's got 12 tubes. That amplifier was about $11,000. It's a super high-end audiophile. And then I have another one. This is called a Blue Hawaii, and it's also a headphone amplifier, electrostatic. It was about $8,500. So this is the power supply, and this is the amplifier and the tubes.
Yeah, I see them.
I don't know which sounds better because they're different. Maybe for pure enjoyment of listening to music, maybe that one. But for accurate monitoring, like if I want to actually really hear exactly what I'm hearing, this one is better. And these are the headphones. These are stacks. I use these for referencing, for mixing, because I have these speakers for cranking it up and feeling the bass.
Yeah.
And then I check them on the small speakers. I check them over there for mid. And then for really super detail, because these go up to like 40 kilohertz.
Whoa.
So these, you can hear everything.
40 kilohertz.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, from like 6 hertz to 40K. Yeah, it's serious. And you can see the cable is not normal cable. There's like 650 volts that runs through here.
Wow.
You don't want to chew on this when it's working. But one of the reasons I use this is for 3D production.
Yeah.
I want to really hear everything correctly.
Of course.
So I use those. And of course I have a PreSonus Studio Live, there's 32 here, and then you push the button and you get another 32.
Yeah.
And it's an all-digital console with effects and everything. And this is quite a versatile console. And I have this USB to my computer, so I get 64 tracks in, 64 tracks out, right from Ableton directly to here if I want, digitally.
Yeah.
And this also acts as a DAW controller. If I push this button here,
Yeah.
this is now reflecting all the mixer channels from over here. These
yes.
over here. So this is cool.
Yeah.
I have EQ and all kinds of stuff on every channel and reverbs and stuff. But seriously, right now I'm using this just for monitoring. I don't actually mix on it.
Okay.
And then down here in this rack, I have a metric halo A to D, D to A 8-channel converter. Probably the best sounding converter I have in the studio. I have a headphone amplifier there. Down at the bottom is a super hi-fi audio conditioner for the power. Down here. That's mostly for the headphones because, you know, I have all kinds of really expensive cables that hook that up.
Yeah.
I mean, really expensive cables. This is kind of new. This is just a Midi interface by Motu. So I can do 128 channels. And that down there is my foot switch for the Kemper.
Yes.
And it's lit up there.